Good, good, good.
How was your weekend?
As busy as always.
What did
So
you
now that we're running a dance talk twice a week, that's got a bit busier. Homework for me just got even more. Last week I received, I had to print, 30 to 40 pages. Crazy. I'm still complaining about homework. Babette, what's your week?
Well, I've continued my classes, so I'm still in my living room a few times a week and do my classes. So that's my story. I'm dancing.
Right, we all do. I saw Snow started a workout one. We should all join that one because I feel like I'm getting.
Yeah, I started a dance conditioning workout for all the pros, and I was so surprised to see so many of them join in, and it was so lovely. I wanted to hug them, but I just couldn't do it through the camera. So truly missed everybody. How you guys, can you guys see the screen as it's switching or not? Okay.
I can.
All right, great. All right, we have a lot of people joining in today. That's really nice.
So I'm going to introduce the special guest today. She's a personal friend of ours. That's why it makes it so special. She's a 5-time national champion. I don't even know how many times Blackpool finalist, since she's probably teamed with a few partners. She's been 10 years on Dancing with the Stars, which probably makes 20 seasons because it was twice a year. She's an owner of a Dance Stars Festival, which we had to cancel this year, and amazing Dance Vision Awards, which awarded students for their achievements. So welcome, Karina. Where are you, girl? Yay, she's unmuted.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Welcome. How are you?
Thank you. Oh my God, so good to see you guys. So this is my first time on Zoom. A little embarrassed about this, but do I get to see all of you at the same time or just one frame at a time? I need to catch up with the Zoom.
Okay,
Am I doing
so you could see all of us at the same time, or you could switch your view and you could see only who is talking. All right, we got her. Yes. Karina, do you see us? Good, very good.
I see Snow. I see one of you at a time.
Perfect. So you'll see who is talking with you, and then we're just gonna go this way. And then later on, we'll get together and I'll show you how to do it.
You look beautiful, by the way.
Thank you. I miss you so much. I miss the baby shower. I miss the baby. Oh my God.
I know. Well, the baby shower didn't happen because we had to social distance. So we're just gonna do the baby party where everyone can have, substance that then what is it, controlled substance, because I couldn't drink before. Not that I can drink now, but I will watch you all drink.
Right, people do now virtual birthday parties or virtual baby showers, so
yeah,
no.
Good. No, I love the physical touch. I love to see you guys, so we're just gonna wait it out a little longer and then we're gonna party it up.
How was this actually delivering this crazy times? I mean, delivering itself was probably so crazy, but how was this a experience for you? What did you go through?
Well, in the beginning I was panicking because you guys know me well. I like to be active, right? I like to be on the go. I like to do things. So having a baby, it's one of the things that I wanted my whole life. So it's obviously a huge, huge gift and a miracle, and I'm so happy. But I was a little concerned because the world kept moving and I had to take time out. And normally I don't like time out. Even vacation stresses me out, right? So I was all worried, but then everybody's taking time out. So I was texting with one of my friends and I said, yeah, my life pretty much is involved, or the baby's life is pooping, eating, and sleeping. And he goes, well, pretty much the whole world is on the same task. The whole world is just pooping, eating, and sleeping. So I think in a way the quarantine kind of, I hate it because I like to be on the go. But if there was a time to be quarantined at home with a newborn baby, I think right now is the perfect time. So there is a silver lining in all of this for sure.
That's amazing.
Yeah, because and you guys know your moms, sleeping is totally not overrated. Like, I just tried to microwave my coffee, like, so it gets warmer, just in a plain cupboard. So I open the cupboard, put the cup in, close it, and I'm waiting. And I'm like, nothing is beeping. Shoot, wrong door.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, yeah, it's good. It's fun. But he's so amazing. Like, when you guys were telling me about the babies, like, you understand it. Yeah, and you take it in with, like, everything, like, with all the emotions, but you really don't feel until, like, this little person is smiling at you and looking at you, and you're like, oh my God, and you get so emotional. Like, now every time there's a baby on TV, I'm like, oh.
yeah.
It is
Yeah.
very emotional experience, yes, and like I told you before when we spoke, it's undescribable until you actually have a baby.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's crazy.
That unconditional love that you feel, boom, just like that in like seconds. And you're totally right. Every time I hear a story about the babies or babies in the movies, I'm like,
And then the crazy part, like, I couldn't fathom in my head, like, breastfeeding, like, I am gonna produce milk. Like, the whole concept was really foreign to me. And then, changing the poop. And now every time he poops, I'm like, yay, good job, boo-boo. I never thought shit can be so emotional. It's definitely fun, I must say. It's awesome.
All right, well, let's switch from the baby, or I know it's the cutest subject right now, to your dance career. So the story goes that you started dancing with Paul at only age 18?
Yeah, it was a fun experience, because at that time I was still dancing youth was like the main thing. And then, like, every time everybody would dance youth, you would still do amateur competitions, but they were like, the extra thing. And I remember we had this dance studio in Brooklyn, and it was all the immigrant kids. And Victor Konevsky was the owner of the studio. Eugene and Maria Monosova. Well, Eugene Katzim and Maria Monosova, just married them for a second there. So they were there. There was like a whole bunch of people who were, you guys, I think you were there too at some point, because I remember Snow, but I don't know if I remember you from the Brooklyn or if we met right after.
Studio, but we hang out at the competitions a lot, done each other's makeups and hair. Yeah, I remember that times.
Yeah, Beata was there.
Yeah,
right?
I've never been at the studio because when I immigrated, I turned pros right away. So I've never hang out in Konevsky studio.
Yeah, but like you guys all remember hearing about the studio, because it was like a tiny little space in like a part in Brooklyn. I can't remember now. I think it was in Bensonhurst. I think it was Shipshead Bay, maybe.
Wasn't it inside of a garage? Like the door would go up?
I don't remember the door. I remember like there was a store across the street, Strawberry, that only like New York has it. Like, we don't have Strawberry in LA. And it was horrible, but every time I would pass by, and like I would go in and just like eye shop. Like, I wouldn't buy things, but because we couldn't afford anything at that time. But yeah, so we started dancing there again, and it wasn't really affordable. Like, dancing in the beginning wasn't affordable, but like Victor made it in a way where you could still continue dancing and not like forget the whole thing, because we were all dancing back in Ukraine and Russia, wherever we came from, yeah, I remember at one point I've switched a few partners, and I was getting ready to stop. Like, I didn't think that dancing was gonna go in the direction that I wanted, but Victor used to bring Robert and Helen Ritchie. They were like incredible dancers, champions in their time from Australia, and they would come to Brooklyn and give seminars. And Helen and Robert used to teach Paul Killick back in the day as well. And so when Paul was looking for a partner, that he split with Vivica, Helen and Robert suggested to have a tryout with me, which I was like, first of all, I didn't believe it. What were you gonna say?
Oh, no. Go ahead.
Oh, so I remember when Paul called the house, right? Like of course, like when Vicar said Paul is gonna call you, I was like, yeah, whatever. President of the United States is gonna give me a call right after as well, right? So I totally didn't believe it. And so when the phone rang and my dad answered, and he goes, "Someone's for you." And I remember like asking my dad, like, who is it? He goes, "I don't know, some guy with a weird accent." I'm like, okay, right? The immigrant saying to some guy with a weird accent. So I pick up the phone and he goes, "Hello, this is Paul Killick." And, at this point, I'm just like, I froze and I got scared and I hung up the phone, right? So that Paul Killick calls back and he goes, "Oh, I think we got disconnected." And I'm like, yeah, okay. So that's how the whole thing started. He came to New York. We had a tryout. I thought I was going to have a bunch of free lessons. And the next thing I know, like a month later, we danced in USDC in Miami, the US Open.
Can I interrupt for a second? Just to guys give you a little kind of a wow moment. So like she just gave you the story. I'm this little girl in Brooklyn dancing la la la. And then literally a few months later, she is second in Blackpool in professional category. I mean, are you kidding me? This is like somebody waved a magic wand and just went, whoop. That was amazing.
No, that was, so Paul came, I think it was probably in July or end of July. And then a first comp was end of August, beginning of September in Miami, US Open. And then, Blackpool was in May. So yeah, it all happened very, very fast. And I remember in Miami, everybody's like, "Wow, your posture is so good." And I was like, "What do you mean posture?" I was just like, because I was so stretched up and like my eyes are huge. I was like, I'm just scared what's happening. But listen, it's, I think sometimes things happen in life for a reason. And a lot of times people ask, would I have done something different? And no, I think like I'm very excited about what happened, and I take it in with all the good and the bad, and I want to remember every moment of it.
But that's kind of what I know you for, because I feel, whatever you do, you always say yes, you're always bubbly, you always go for it. You don't need much preparation time for anything. You jump right in it. And I think that's part of who you are, that this actually happened to you, You kind of attracted it into life. Like a lot of other people probably would have been, "Oh, well, wait, let me see, let's think," whatever. And you're like, yes, no doubt, you just do it. And that's something I admire about you. So I think that's great. So
thank you. No, it's funny that Babette brings that up, because Slav always says that, like, you always say yes, and then we have to stress. Slav is always like nervous, like my partner, and I'm like, you know what? If you say yes, at least there is a chance for like an opportunity to be there, and we can make the best out of it. If you say no, there is no chance, there is no opportunity. So I always say, like, the worst thing you can do is right away say no. The best thing you can do is give yourself a chance to try, and then put your best foot forward, or both.
I think, yes, you learn so much and you experience, and you definitely develop yourself to the worldwide superstar because you give yourself those opportunities.
Thank you. No, it was fun.
Yeah.
Right. So should we move on into Dancing with the Stars?
Lord.
I know, right? But a lot of people always ask that. So how was your just overall experience on Dancing with the Stars, and anything that you want to share, not be specific?
It's like everything in life. You have things that maybe you didn't necessarily like, or emotionally were attached in a certain way, and when it didn't happen or something happened, you were hurt. So there's never always just good. So Dancing with the Stars had moments when I'm like, oh, like that sucked because I really wanted this and this to happen. But overall, it was 10, almost 11 years, and it was great. It was awesome. I met so many people. It taught me so much. Like, I had no patience before Dancing with the Stars. Like, I think my tolerance or my patience was like from 0 to maybe 1. And after Dancing with the Stars, it has gotten to like from 0 to 10. Like, it has taught me to learn to be patient and not have impulsive like remarks or behavior. Because on the show, remember, like sometimes like you watch, you know, the package that has been cut into like 1 minute or 45 seconds from the whole week, and you realize that, you know, like at one point you got to the point where you want to blow up on the show, but it took you like 5 days to get to that point in reality. But in the package, it only took you about 20 seconds. So it comes across completely different than how you experienced it. So the show taught me a lot. And I think it was at the time when I wanted to take a break from competitive dancing. And you guys know competitive dancing is so emotional and it's so draining and it's so fulfilling in so many ways. It's like you're constantly on this roller coaster that has like the highest of the highs, and then you drop to the lowest of the lowest, and you constantly do this. And then like to walk away from competitive dancing and go into a very normal level life would have been probably impossible. So like to walk away from competitive dancing, and I wasn't planning to walk away completely. I was planning to walk away for like a year or two and then go back in. But Dancing with the Stars gave you that roller coaster of emotions, same way, if not more, than competitive dancing. So it was awesome. Awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
I have a funny story talking about the beginning of our Dancing with the Stars years. When it's what, on season 3 first, right?
Yeah, 2006.
That was my season as well. And we had those group numbers. Do you remember? And in the beginning, everybody would fight about the choreography until producers like, okay, we're gonna assign this choreography to this person, and then everybody has to listen to them. It's kind of very hard if you have 20 people there that have all big ego. And, and I remember one of the choreographies Karina did, and she showed something, and I'm looking at her and I'm like, Karina, how can you go with the right foot forward when the right foot is behind? And she looks at me and goes, Karina, shut up, just do it.
I think that was the hardest part about, because like in like competitive world, we are individual, we are solos, right? Like we are responsible for our own stuff, we're responsible for our own dance and our own choreography. Suddenly we had to be part of the team and the group, and no one really could be shining more than the others. Like you had to try to blend in. Like that was a mind difficult part.
I think that was the hardest thing that I had to do on a tour as well, when you cannot like do extra move or extra expression. You had to blend in if you're background dancing, and then I was always looking forward to my solos, and I'm sure you did as well, because that's the only time I could express myself. The rest of the time you're like, okay, am I doing too much, and under the fear and pressure, and everybody used to be very amazing.
Yeah, no.
Did we lose a contact?
Hello.
Yeah, she is
like people say, oh my God, I love that group number. You guys did this and this. They still come up and talk about it. And I'm thinking like, that was one thing that I can't say I truly enjoyed.
That's for sure.
Yeah. But it was fun. I think, yeah, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to see if any of our viewers had any questions for Karina. Should we remind them that they can type in the bottom for us to actually ask her live if you have any questions while we're still chatting and catching up together. I miss you. I have so many questions. I don't even know where to start.
Go, just do one. Just first one off your list. Go.
All right. Who? I never talked about it, because you and I, we hang out, we talk about life. We never talk about professional careers. Who was your favorite partner? I still don't know.
Oh, it's hard because they were all at a different time in your life. I think with Paul, everything was new and like being young and opinionated, and you guys, like whoever has teenagers or whoever remembers going through like the late teenage years and early 20s, like you think like it's your way or the highway. You're very opinionated, right? So I go from that to having to say yes sir, no sir to Paul. Like that was a whole like experience in itself. That was mind blowing for me. But then of course with Louis, I had a lot of amazing moments, and Louis is so much fun. It's like, you know, you're dancing with your best friend and you're hanging out, and it's easy. Um, Slav is Slav. Like some people say there is a soulmate, there's your other half. Like I love to hate him and I hate to love him, but like he's family. He's family, and there's like nothing you can do. Like he's gonna be in my life for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna be in his, and we're gonna annoy the life out of each other. But it's like I think there is a person that you're meant to dance with, like, or be with, and in dancing, that's love. Like we talk every day, you know. It's he can't wait to meet the baby. um just I think there is a certain type of relationships that will stand the test of time. And then my last professional partner was Dmitry Timokhin, and I love Timokhin. Timokhin's awesome.
Yeah, it's
He's
very
fun.
chill.
Yeah, you know Timokhin so
I
well.
know Timoha since we're 8 years old. Is my grandma is from the same town where he's from, so we like literally know each other since forever.
So
Yeah, I remember we used to go there.
I'm gonna ask one more question. So after this quarantine over, and obviously your baby's getting older, and would you travel with your baby? What is the projects that you have going on? What is it that we should be looking forward to? Where should we see you, or where should I guess see you? I mean, I know where I will see you, but where should I guess like see you, and what is it that you guys have?
Well, at this point, you know, like the schedule, like as you know, in dancing, we do the schedule for like a year ahead. So the schedule is set. We just keep canceling or postponing or moving the schedule that was already set. So as soon as we get the freedom to move around, we definitely want to be able to travel, because we still have the other side of the family that didn't have a chance to meet the baby yet. So we want to take him to Europe. And I don't know, I one of my favorite things in the world to do is traveling. You get to see the world, you get to appreciate what you have. It's like, I think it's a gift that keeps on giving. So I definitely want to take my son wherever we can go. Like I want him to see as much of the world
as well, doing shows and everything.
Yes, well, Slav and I are waiting to not virtually practice, but actually physically practice. So we're definitely getting ready for. We're supposed to do a show in August, but that got postponed. So we'll be getting ready for the next show. Definitely teaching, coaching. I have another project that's coming up that's supposed to come out in September. Hopefully, I can't let you know exactly what it is because it's not signed yet, but hopefully this will work out in a good way. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to continue working.
September, October, and you can tell us more about that project.
Yeah,
But I definitely
sure.
see you, because it's like you retired from competition, and then you guys kind of retired from doing the shows, and then you back doing the shows. Like I totally see you in whatever the age you are, still performing. Like literally.
Yeah.
Karina Smirnoff, I don't think you will ever retire from a dance floor.
You know, it gives you this extra energy to like do things, right? Like when you dance, like even right now, like I don't do as many, and not I do as many, I just don't do any online lessons, but I still do like online coaching with my couples, and they're like the quarantine shows two type of personalities, right? The personalities that like the couples that like text you, okay, what do you think? Should we do it here? Should we do it like this? Like the one that inspire you and push you to respond and do more. And then there's another side of like personality to the other couples that like you have to push. I was like, okay, I know you're in quarantine, but don't sit in the kitchen and just do the trips to the fridge and back. Like find the corner and start doing something. So it's interesting. Quarantine kind of like highlights people in a different way and let you know who has the drive and who's like, you know what, let me just sit this out. And like, because I was reading this, I think Snow actually sent me, I can't remember, someone sent me, like the quarantine is ending up where the mask is now not fitting the face. Like if the quarantine is going to continue any longer, I'll need a bigger mask.
Well, I have a
Because
new
all
one.
you do is
I have a new
eat.
one for you. Do we continue washing our hands or can we actually take a shower?
Yes. I mean, at this point, not living in LA, because in LA, if you continue taking a lot of showers, you're not going to be able to pay for the water. Yeah.
So, Karina, this is something that we do with every guest that we have in our show. We're doing a little bit quiz. You have to answer the questions very quickly, and Babette is actually going to quiz you very quickly as well. So, Babette, take over.
All right. So, Karina, I have 10 questions for you. You just answer spontaneously, and we're going to move on very quickly. Ready?
Okay.
Okay, good. What is your favorite body part?
On me or on someone else?
You.
Oh, on me, I don't know. My neck.
Okay.
Sorry to laugh about
I tried to give it PG-13, I don't know.
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Fun, brave, and innovative.
What drives you absolutely crazy?
Oh gosh, stupidity and laziness.
What is your useless talent?
Useless. I think I have a lot of them. I have like very few useful talents. Useless. I think I can touch my nose with my tongue, but I haven't practiced it in a while.
All right. What is your biggest screw up in the kitchen besides putting the coffee in the cupboard?
I don't know. I actually like the kitchen. I just made lasagna and apparently it was like a hit. I do like the kitchen. It makes me calm. I don't have any things that like I have to, like everything is usually put away. I think it's crazy. Kitchen is a good place for me.
All right. On a scale from 1 to 10, how strict were your parents?
Oh my gosh. Super strict. Like very, very strict. If I was second, they were upset and they were like, we don't understand. Why are you second? Like, do you like being second?
If you could time travel, when would you go?
Galapagos Island.
Not where, when, like which era? Time travel.
Oh, time travel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Either the 60s. I love America in the 60s. I think it's like a really special time. Or I would go to probably like France around Louis XIV. But only if I could be like in the royal part of the family, not like just a regular peasant.
All the bathrooms in there.
Yeah, the bathrooms, the gold, like bedrooms, the big skirts. But you got to be on the royal part. You can't be like just a regular because they got screwed back then.
What is your best childhood memory?
Best childhood. Oh, there is one. Okay. And I always remember it. I was dancing. I might have been like, I don't know, 10 years old. We were doing foxtrot and I was dancing to I Like New York in June or I Love New York in June by Frank Sinatra. And it was back in Ukraine. And I remember as we were dancing, I was thinking to myself, one day I'm going to walk down the street of New York City. And like, it was a dream. And then it happened. And it totally happened. We moved to America and I walked down the street and I had the Walkman. It was Sony Walkman. It was red. And I had like one of those, old school headphones. And I had that on in my headphones. So like, it was a dream that became a reality.
Awesome. What is the best piece of advice you ever received?
Probably from Aspen, who is he's like our coach and our dance dad. And he said, just get on with it.
Good one. If you could shop for free in a store, which one would you choose?
Which store to shop free at?
Yeah, there's one store.
Needs to be something really big. I'm thinking like Saks Fifth Avenue, maybe Neiman Marcus, something where that has many layers, clothes, shoes, luggage, house, skincare, so I can cover all the desires.
Basically, take all the store. You go walk in, like everything.
Like the internet store that has everything.
Oh, but yeah, online store. There you go. Online store. Good one. Good one. All right. Those were your 10 questions. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my God, guys, by the way, congratulations on the dance talk. I think it's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is something that we were thinking of doing for a long time, and Elena actually made it happen. So we get to see each other at least twice a week now. So
Well, I think many more times because we have now a lot of meetings in between. So it's all good.
Good. And then maybe I'll join in later on if you guys want me to come on and say hi.
That would be awesome.
I think that would be awesome.
That would be
We'd
awesome.
love to have you.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, guys, this is basically your last chance to ask Karina a question because we only have a few minutes left. So, anybody?
Oh, Edie said, I just saw one. I don't know. I don't see all the messages, but I saw a message from Edie. Edie, hi. Hope you're doing good. We miss you.
Personal message. Then you can also see it, everyone.
Oh.
Right.
All
Okay.
right.
I need like a Zoom tutorial afterwards.
Right. We are definitely doing a girls trip after this quarantine. We've been talking about it forever. And we even organized a vacation group on our WhatsApp between Karina Snow and myself. And we never did it. But after sitting at home for so long, let's come back to that group. Girls trip.
I think
By the way, I don't know if it's true, but I just heard that right now, like the vacations are like ridiculously cheap because all the hotels are staying empty. So like there are amazing deals.
so.
And we can apparently
now.
switch the dates. Yeah, I think we should look into it.
I'm sure it's...
Listen, if we can get a deal, we should get a deal. Why not?
Once the coronavirus is over, the prices are going to go boom. So we should buy it now.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if we are then able to, what are you looking for? Judging. Oh, judging. Do we have time to answer that?
Yeah.
Yes, you can answer this question, yes.
Okay, so I think judging overall is similar in many judges' eyes. Like there are certain criteria that the judges are looking for. Obviously, you want to see quality. Quality comes in technique. So you definitely, looking for certain fundamental, basic figures and steps and how they danced. Musicality is another number one. Like you can be the most incredible technical dancer, but if you're not hearing the music and you dance enough time, you can't possibly win, because then you're just a crazy person doing crazy things without music. Dancing and music come as one. Yeah, so musicality and dancing to music is huge. And then I think those two things are number one. Then you go down the list and the order of things might change for every judge. I really love to see a man and woman dancing together when a man is leading and the woman is following and he's developing, and it is a communication between the two people through a physical connection, because otherwise we can be dancing solo side by side and we don't need a partner. I love the emotional connection between the two partners and the music and the performance. I do not want to see physical exercise or aerobics. For that, you can also go to the gym and do the exercises. Dancing is expressive, it's emotional, so you should be able to emotionally transcend what you're trying to say through your body and through your actions. And usually number 5 is an overall look. A couple needs to have a certain presentation, a certain quality. You need to be dressed well. Competition, dancing competition, is you are competing against other couples. You are competing against what you did in your last performance. So you always need to think of the whole package. How you look, how you dressed, how your hair is done, how your makeup. You can't come out looking like you just put mud on your body and pretend that this is body tan. Especially nowadays when you have so many incredible artists. Snow, right there, is one of them, who can make you look fantastic. Yeah, so I think the whole package counts. I tried to speak fast. Was that good?
That was very good. I think we're out of time. Aren't we out of time, ladies?
Yeah, we're starting to be out of time. So we're going to have to probably wrap it up here soon. Very quickly, what do you think about these solo competitions nowadays? Another question came in. If you can just wrap it up in like a couple of seconds, give us a rundown.
I am not the biggest fan of the solo dancing. However, especially with what's happening in the world and economy and quarantine at the moment, I think it's good for our industry to keep things going and to allow kids to develop regardless whether they have a partner or not. But I think it should be stopped at a certain age and level. I don't think like
I agree.
an amateur dancer should be dancing solo, because that diffuses the point of what ballroom dancing is all about.
I
All right.
completely agree with you.
Well, you managed to beautifully put it all into a package, very, 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 very quickly and eloquent. But from my side here, it's time to say bye. And
Miss you, girls.
Karina, thank you so much for joining us. I know we're going to be chatting sometimes soon, maybe right after it. And we love having you. Hope you come back again. Mwah. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining. Thank you.
girls trip, bye.
Bye.
Bye.